These are the words most commonly heard to describe pit bulls. They have been routinely discredited, yet still they persist. Over the years, many unsubstantiated claims have been made as to the bite strength of pit bulls in order to prove that they are inherently dangerous. Some claiming as much as 2,700 pounds per square inch of pressure. In 2005, Dr. Brady Barr of National Geographic used a special bite sleeve to measure the strength of a trained pit bull's bite at 235 pounds per square inch. In all of this fiction, it becomes hard to find the truth. This, however, is the sad truth. This is Chica. She was surrendered to the SPCA twice. The second time, she had suffered a dislocated hip that had gone untreated and had healed improperly. While in the shelter, it was discovered that her owners had also left her with scars. 3 of them. She had been given tattoos in both ears, as well as having her name tattooed in large lettering on her stomach. That's when Chica came to the attention of HugABull, a non-profit group focused on rescuing pit bulls from shelters and finding them appropriate homes.
HugABull started back in 2003. It started with 2 women very interested in this breed and realizing that this very misunderstood and misaligned breed needed a voice.
Look at the nipples on this dog. Well, she's had a litter of heat since she was able, and she's 5. So she's probably spent a total of 2 months not pregnant or with puppies.
HugABull sends volunteers to assess pit bulls that have been surrendered to shelters to ensure that they are good examples of the breed and have not experienced trauma that would make them difficult for potential adopters.
You're not overly interested in dogs, are you? Hey, come here. So when we get all kind of obnoxious with them and we push them around and we try to get them really amped up, we want to see if they're going to jump on us, if they're going to mouth us, you know. What do they think of our rude behavior? She actually responds really, really well. She doesn't care, which is nice. She's not jumping, she's not mouthing. She's letting me pretty much drag her around, do whatever I want, which is what we like to see, you know. We get a lot of dogs that have had little to no training. They jump a lot, they mouth a lot, which isn't a bad thing. It's just no manners have ever been taught to them. So somebody spent a little bit of time with her, teaching her that at least that was inappropriate. Mouthing is okay, biting hard, leaving a bruise is not. You know, these dogs should have really, really good bite inhibition, so that's something that we look for a lot. Oh, a person! Oh, who's that? Oh, it's Darcy.
HugABull is more than rescue because, you know, this breed needs more than just saving from the shelters. We need to educate the public in our communities. We need to educate city officials. We want to be able to, you know, bring to light the true nature of this breed, what they were, you know, 70, 80 years ago when they were the #1 family dog, and it's a reputation that really needs to be rebuilt.
According to the Canadian Hospital's Injury Reporting and Prevention Program, 36% of all dog bite cases occur with children aged 9 and under. This same age group, however, is over twice as likely to be treated at a hospital due to toy-related injuries. Dr. Stanley Coren of the University of British Columbia states that giving 1 hour of instruction on bite-proofing to children reduces the risk that they will be bitten by more than 80%. He also states that simply taking a dog through a basic obedience class reduces the likelihood that it will bite by 90%. One of the ways HugABull offers support to the pit bull community is through its Pit Ed classes.
Pit Ed is actually a training for pit bulls that we heard about through an organization in California, and after visiting with them a couple of times, we were shown how a Pit Ed class is put together, and it's really a class to foster breed ambassadors. In other words, get these pit bulls excellent training in a really supportive environment where there's no bias.
Okay, how about you?
One of their main goals is to find foster homes until dogs can be permanently adopted.
Pit bulls don't do well in shelters because they're extremely people motivated. They don't take well to the stress and the noise. They're much better in a home, which is why we use foster homes.
How fast can we go?
We know there's a need and there's a lot in the shelter and they don't get out as often, and we wanted to give them more of them a chance. So we decided to start fostering and do what we can. I don't mind being the middleman and giving her a chance at life.
HugABull also offers a fund to take care of dogs with medical conditions who would not likely otherwise be adopted.
Mason came into Vancouver Animal Control and we were contacted by them. He was actually a senior and was in very poor health. It was suspected that he had sarcoptic mange, actually. We soon discovered that his sarcoptic mange was actually allergies and quite severe. We decided to keep him in the HugABull foster program as what we call a compassionate foster. So HugABull supports his medical and any vet visits that he needs, but he'll stay with me as a permanent foster throughout the rest of his days.
The pit bull's heart and temperament might best be exemplified in the story of Tiger.
Well, his story is that somebody set him on fire. He spent every 3 days at the bed, under anesthesia, to scrape off the dead skin. And again, every 2-3 days, new bandages. And we did that for 3 months. He developed an infection. And the stitches fell out. And here we were again where we were before we started. He had about 4 surgeries. They had to amputate his ear, as you can see. They were ready to euthanize him. And the reason they didn't was because he wagged his tail as they were ready to euthanize him. He had no painkillers, he was in excruciating pain, and yet he was friendly.
For maintaining his friendly, loving pit bull demeanor through all of these difficult procedures, Tiger was given the British Columbia SPCA's Animal Courage Award. Pit bulls have had their reputation undeservedly smeared over the last few decades, and HugABull, through the work of its volunteers, is doing what it can to restore the public's understanding of these loving canine companions.